Hi, this is Levi Comstock with Diamond Coat Epoxy. Thank you for tuning in to watch our video. Be sure to like the video at the bottom and subscribe to our channel. Comment down below if you see anything you like or questions you have. Today's job we're going to be going over is about a 240 square foot job that my kids, Max and Mia, did on their own without any help from me. They've always been wanting to go to work with me or see one of the classes, and I finally just decided to help them through a project on their own so they could see what it was like to do a floor all by themselves. Thankfully for them, this is a newer VCT floor that was done over plywood, and the bonding adhesive they used was not very strong, so the tiles were just popping right off. After removing the glue, there was small amounts of adhesive and dirt that had slipped down between the tile since it wasn't very well bonded or sealed to the floor. So Max took a floor machine, just a standard 18-inch round screen sander, and sanded the entire floor. On this floor, since it's interior, you're okay to use spackling, Bondo, or caulking for the joints. Each one just has good and bad side effects. Bondo, although it doesn't smell very well, you can force a quicker cure on the joint where you can force a hardness and make something sandable quickly. While using DAP caulking needs to be cleaned pretty well off the sides of the joint because you don't want That's why they're taking turns running a putty knife down the caulk joint to make sure that all they're doing is filling the void in the gap. So what they're doing right now is trying to make sure that no matter how long the epoxy sets there, it's not going to seep through the joints in the OSB. Now they're opening up one of our kits of diamond gloss flooring. If you notice, after pulling the lid off, there's a cradle inside with the Part B hardener. This is a 2-to-1 mix ratio, 2 parts of resin in the bottom of a 5-gallon pail, and 1 gallon of hardener that can be mixed into it by pouring it in the top. Remember, once you've poured the hardener into the pail of resin, your mixing process has started. If you leave it in the container for an extended period of time after doing this, you can experience thermo-curing inside the bucket and not have time to actually work your product on the floor. Along with the hardener, they poured in a black liquid pigment so that they could get a really good black base coat for the floor. They're separating the kits out and mixing 3 of them in black, and 1 they're separating into 4 different containers with corresponding colors and doing kind of a larger version of a dirty pour. They're going to pour all the colors at one time onto the floor and then spread them so that you can get a random effect pattern on your floor. Now pour randomly the different colors on the floor as you choose for the pattern you desire. Now is the time you can use a T-bar applicator or a V-notch squeegee. A V-notch squeegee gauges the product thickness by how far it's spaced up off the floor. The T-bar applicator has a certain weight and thickness of the fiber that actually hold it up off the floor and help smoothly gauge and mill the product. What we're trying to achieve is approximately a 75 to 100 mil film thickness. Be sure not to overmix the colors or you will end up with one main color, and it usually is a gray. It's important to be thoughtful as to the direction you pull the product across the floor so that you get the desired pattern coming out that you want. To add some colors, you can also spray accent colors using 91% isopropyl alcohol onto the floor. And then you can go back and disrupt them again with the T-bar applicator. You can generally do this multiple times or until the product gets too thick to work with. Remember, temperature is very important when doing this. All epoxies are cured chemically, so make sure that the room and the substrate are both adequate temperatures according to the mixing instructions on the side of the pail. Also make sure that the time you mix and the exact procedure is followed correctly, and specifically, this is how you get the correct hardness of the floor. It's also important to leave the temperature up as high as you can comfortably leave it after pouring and walking away from the floor. This will help cure the product faster and harder and not allow a lot of open time, which is the time the product is still tacky and can absorb a lot of debris and dust. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and let my kids know if you thought they did a good job. And check out one of our classes if you ever want to. We'd love to have you out to a diamond coat class where you can learn how to do this yourself. Thank you.